Hey folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending February 23rd, 2022. I received a call a few days ago from a couple in a panic. They had their home on the market, and when they started, they said they had all the confidence in what they were doing because their agent told them it's a slam dunk. We put it at this price. We'll have an offer night, people will compete, buyers will compete, and we'll get so much more over asking. That was the plan. And that's the plan for so many sellers out there right now. Well, offer night came and it didn't sell. They actually had no offers. A big reason why they were in a panic is because they've already purchased and they should have been sold by now. And it's very scary for a seller who's bought and now you've got to sell and things don't go according to plan. Why is this happening? Well, I got to tell you, we're seeing this more and more now in the field where homes are not selling on offer night and then being relisted at a more traditional price where you could have a little bit of room for negotiation. Why is this happening? Well, is it buyer fatigue? Are buyers just tired of competing with 4, 5, 10, 15 offers? Of course they are. You'd be tired. We're tired as agents competing in those situations. So there's a bit of buyer fatigue going on out there. Have sellers been too ambitious now? The fact that, you know, a home sells today, tomorrow the next home on the street sells for $50,000 more. 2 days later, another home sells for $100,000 more. Are sellers just thinking they can get whatever they want? For sure there's a bit of that going on, and they make mistakes on pricing so the home doesn't sell according to plan. Are realtors being too ambitious? Are the listing agents, are they just putting out prices that make no sense, thinking, it's a seller's market, we're going to get these prices because we've seen other properties sell? Well, there's a bit of that going on where the sellers are being too ambitious and being caught up in the hype and not really understanding what's happening in the market. It feels right now that there's a bit of a shift going on. We're seeing it every day in the field, and what we're talking to sellers about today is not necessarily what we were talking to sellers about just 3 and 4 weeks ago. We're seeing the shift. We're seeing all the buyer fatigue, the ambitious sellers, the realtors making mistakes with pricing. We're seeing all that, and we're seeing more and more houses not selling on offer night, no offers or 1 or 2 offers, and the expectations are just missed by a long shot. Who you hire matters, and if you're making mistakes with pricing, with pricing strategies, with marketing strategies, it could really hurt the sale of the home, which in turn will hurt the pocket of the seller. Who you hire matters. If you think this information could help anybody you know, please share the video. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to reach us to talk about your real estate situation, it's really simple. In the description below this video, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way I'll know ahead of time, I'll make sure I'm available. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind. We've already been fortunate enough to help many of you. Thank you for that. Let's get into the numbers. I'm starting off here with Toronto detached. Now, I got to say, this is the data, the raw data. It tells a certain part of the story, a big picture of the story of what's really happening out there, but so do personal experiences. Personal experience like I talked about at the beginning of this video. Do me a favor, share below in the comments some of your personal experience where you see kind of things shifting out there in the Toronto real estate market. Okay, so Toronto detached, I have a whole year up on the board here. Sales dropped from last week. We sold 186 detached properties. 62 of those were at $2 million or more, which is also way down from the previous week of when we sold 83. Average sold price, though, hit a new record. Average sold price is $2,102,000 for the average detached property sold in the City of Toronto. $2,102,000. It's a crazy number out there, but sales are down. The amount of properties selling at $2 million is down. So, we're seeing that shift. Average sold price is 18% higher than what it was this time last year. Now, I just finished saying we sold 62 properties at $2 million or more. Last year at this time, we sold 69. So average sold price is 18% higher. Median price is 19% higher than what it was last year at this time. And that's also a record price of $1,690,000 for the median detached property price. 186 detached properties were sold. 84% sold at list price or more. Listings are up from last week a little bit, and active listings is up at 649 active listings, properties physically available for sale at weekend. And when we look at months of inventory, it went up from the previous week to 0.8. Here's one of the clues where I see something happen. I see shifting. I see more properties available for sale. 0.8 months of inventory is the December and first 2 weeks of January numbers, and it's up from where it's been over the last 4 weeks. So we're seeing a bit of a shift there. Months of inventory is up a little bit, and we've seen some of the clues from being in the field of properties not necessarily selling on offer night. Now, this is not a huge shift, but it's a shift nonetheless. Let's look at Toronto split up into 3 markets: West, Central, and East. We said average sold price for Toronto as a whole for detached properties went up. Well, for the East and West, it's very close to what it was last week, but both East and West went down very little. Central Toronto went up quite a bit, actually. So we're looking at the West side. Months of inventory went up to 0.6, up by 0.1 from the previous week. Not a big shift, but it went up nonetheless. 87% of those properties sold at list price or more. Looking at Central, average sold price did go up. Months of inventory also went up to 1.3. And 67% of these properties sold at list price or more. And when we look at the East, and the East has been extremely strong. We've been at 0.4, 0.3 months of inventory for a while. Last week, went up a little bit to 0.5. So months of inventory has gone up across the city of Toronto. Still very competitive, 96% sold at list price or more. Looking at semis here. Average sold price has been coming down, seems for the last 4 or 5 weeks, but months of inventory went up to 0.4. It's not a lot, I know, but it's gone up nonetheless. And we're looking at townhouses now. Also, months of inventory went up to 0.4, and average sold price for townhouses has been coming down. Let's look at condos. Let's see what's happening with condos. So sales went down. The previous week we sold 464. We were so excited about the higher sales, and sales are going up, but this week it's come down to 420. 73 of those condos sold at $1 million or more, which is up from the previous week by quite a bit. But we have a new record price for condos. So here I am telling you, sales is lower for detached and condos, but for both detached and condos, we have a new record price. For condos, $865,000 is the new record price for condos. That's 18% higher than what it was last year at this time. Compared, when we look at median price is also 18% higher than what it was last year at this time. So sales came down from the previous week, 420, while last year at this time we sold 565 condos. Of the 420 we sold this year, 89% sold at list price or more. Listings did come up a bit to 723, and so active listings is also up now, 986. Let's look at months of inventory. We've been sitting at 0.4 for a few weeks now. Last week we're at 0.5. I know we got a new record price of $865,000. Prices have been going up for condos, but the fact that we're seeing months of inventory go up tells us something, and maybe it's a sign of things to come, especially when we see it now. If I show you all of Toronto, we're seeing months of inventory in every market segment going up, every single one. Now, some went up only by 0.1, some went up by 0.2, but they're all going up. Let's see if this continues over the next few weeks. It could really, really change the real estate landscape in Toronto. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.